Can I ask you, how did you enjoy your Mega Zolo this morning?
Bro, I loved it. It's my favorite part of snack at work, because snack is essentially a breakfast. It's like 10 o'clock.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there and kids are eating cereal, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I'm just having this delicioso chorizo on English muffin. And what was that, pepper jack?
No cheese today. We're out of cheese.
So I just raw dogged that.
It was just chorizo and egg, yeah.
And of course I have to put spicy or sriracha ranch.
Sriracha ranch.
And horseradish mustard.
The horseradish mustard, give it a
Yes.
little kick. I take mines with the apple jelly and that motherfucking what the hell, Polynesian?
Yeah, Polynesian.
That fucking Chick-fil-A Polynesian sauce.
Man,
I don't like their politics, but I like their fucking sauce, bro. I can't lie to you.
Well, that sauce is essentially the Catalina salad dressing. So if they ever went out,
That's bullshit.
Yeah, no, that's Catalina.
I've
That's
had
100%
I've had Catalina salad dressing before on salad, and it's not that Polynesian sauce.
I'm pretty sure it is.
And it's very different. I'd be willing to put money on it.
Okay, bet.
How much?
$2.50.
Okay. Cool.
Bet.
It's a bet.
Also, we'll start out our week on Sundays. What do we get to watch?
Oh yeah, we get to watch
It's our church.
we get to watch a new episode of The Righteous Gemstones. Mm-hmm. What made you start just picking up that show when you did?
I kept seeing clips of it, of Walton Goggins in particular, on Facebook, because that's essentially my algorithm. And I was like, bro, I really like, things Danny McBride's been in, and I love Walton Goggins, and I love John Goodman. Like, as a kid, when I saw the Flintstones, I was like, bet, this man's a genius, and anything he's been in since, I've essentially seen it, including Community.
Yeah, because Walton Goggins was in Community.
No.
John Goodman.
John Goodman.
John Goodman was also in Community.
Yeah.
Community's had, lots of really dope people come through there. And, some people I discovered from Community and followed them after, and then other people like Walton Goggins, John Goodman, are people that you know about, and then you see them in the community, and you're like, oh, that's fucking dope. And at this point, I'm still kind of still in it. It's mostly, though I think the front looks like it still needs a little bit of tender loving care over here.
We're still sealing our rocket ship over here.
Oh yeah, we're about to be primed for takeoff. Nah, me.
And again, it's episode 3 of The Cosmic Corner.
Come on, we got some regularity.
Yeah, well, I mean,
welcome to
oh my God.
The Cosmic Corner with Zolo and Boots. Say the whole, like a Tribe Called Quest.
I was waiting for you to say the second half.
No,
that's
what I was
back
doing
to
last
episode
time.
2.
That's what I did last time.
I was like, okay, I understand.
You didn't say welcome though. It's like I said, it's
don't
like
have to.
It's a Tribe Called Quest. You gotta welcome them to The Cosmic Corner.
I did.
With Zolo and Boots. I'm Zolo, you're Boots, and then we're gonna have a fight about the title every single time, because that is literally part of the motherfucking show.
It's not.
Apparently it is, because we do it every single time.
That up.
And we're never gonna not do it, because this is how we roll. So
the whole point of me setting it up that way was to be like, and today our special is stillweed. In blunt shape formed, wrapped sweetly with that decadent hemp-arillo.
Hemperillo, yes.
And last time we had a little energy drink, but this time we're going old school.
No, this episode of The Cosmic Corner is brought to you by H2O.
H2O.
Don't hate, hydrate. Water is motherfucking good. And now it's that time, Boots, because there's something in the air right now. I don't know what it is. But the title of my stream yesterday was real. What was the title of my stream yesterday, Boots?
I feel like
myself again. How many times on this show have we used a line from an Ultimate from Marvel Rivals in all 3 episodes? Mm-hmm. If you answer that question correctly, I will Venmo you $1. Maybe. I didn't put that in writing though. Yeah, so I've been feeling like myself again, Boots. I've been reconnecting with my family. I've been reconnecting with my friends. But most importantly, I've been reconnecting with my creativity and reconnecting with the idea of being creative. I've managed to get out of whatever slump I've been in for however long I've been in it, probably a couple years if I'm being honest. And I can just feel, I can feel it calling in the air tonight.
Whoa.
I'm about to just leave you hanging. Let me ask you this. Has it been feeling like there's just this resurgence of Marvel right now?
Yeah.
Have you been really feeling that? I thought it was funny that our first episode of the podcast was Marvel Rivals. And this is not a Marvel podcast. This is a nerd podcast. But it just so happens that we always have something Marvel to talk about. And that's because Marvel is putting that shit out right now. And I've been a fan of Marvel for a very, very long time. This is the water bottle that Boots got me. It's Marvel. Mm-hmm. I've been Marvel since I was a kid. I used to have Spider-Man toys. That was definitely one of the beginnings of it. The Spider-Man toys always came with a Spider-Man comic. So I read Spider-Man comic when I was real young. And then Marvel Superheroes was a game. It was an arcade game. We had it on, I think, PlayStation. And it was one of my first kind of exposures to a lot of those Marvel characters. Iron Man, Captain America, Shumagorath, Psylocke, Juggernaut, Magneto, Doctor Doom, Thanos. All those characters were in that game. And now there's this game coming out, Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Now, first of all, they was listening to the podcast, I think, and they took our name. We're going to start there. But second of all, they're harkening back to the old school art style of those early games, the Marvel superheroes fighting game sprites that are in Marvel vs. Capcom, that are from the X-Men, Children of Atom, PS1 fighting game, all that stuff. They're going back to that. And that game was like a beat-em-up type, and it's at least 2 players. Because I saw both people in there. I sent you the trailer. You peeped the trailer. Mm-hmm. What did you think of that game?
It reminded me, like, the first thing that came to mind was Scott Pilgrim.
Facts. That's another beat 'em up game. It's made by the people who made the Ninja Turtles beat 'em up.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I never played that, but I always saw it.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Okay.
They know what they're doing. So that one looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I've been trying to read more Marvel comics lately, and the school I'm at, they have one right now. Oh God, I forgot the name of it. But I've noticed that, like, I feel like those are starting to come back a little bit more too.
Comics?
Yeah, like the storylines and stuff like that, you know? I haven't been able to go to a comic book like store recently. Like, I used to go all the time, and I used to be really excited to go, and then I just didn't have that excitement anymore, you know? And maybe that has to do with the world kind of being on fire lately and not being able to afford to go, which kind of sucks. But also at the same time, I just like was burnt out with Marvel for a period, and now I feel like I'm finally excited for it again.
You were burnt out? What period was that you were burnt out of Marvel?
I would say after Spider-Man. I just kind of wasn't that excited.
Spider-Man.
The last one.
Spider-Man,
No Way
Home.
No Way Home.
After the one with after the multiversal one?
Yeah, after that, I was like, this is great. And then just the next movies, I was just like, sure. Like, I guess. Like, I wasn't like...
Even Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness?
Yeah. After we watched that, I was like, I just don't feel excited anymore. It's nothing against the movie, because we watch it later. We watch it later, and I'm like, oh yeah, I do enjoy this movie. It was just like, I was like, I'm tired. You know? And maybe that's just part of me, and I'm just like, okay, maybe I just want something different for a little bit to occupy my brain. But, like, the other part of it is, it just didn't feel like you could top Infinity War or Endgame, or, like, I couldn't get that excitement again. It just wasn't there.
That's definitely not just you. These are definitely in the fandom. These are definitely common things that some people, it's kind of like, I feel like the fandom's kind of split on it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's definitely a lot of people who, and first of all, and let me say this right now, Infinity War was the greatest Marvel movie of all time. and you're not gonna top
Yeah.
that. Period. It was.
It was.
It was better.
Nothing
It's the best
tops.
one. It's the best one.
Nothing tops being in that theater, and then people are suddenly being dusted, and you're
Nigga.
just like happening this moment of, oh my
When,
god,
yes, it was the
This is
craziest
happening.
shit that ever happened. You ain't never went to the theater and saw the villain win like that. Like, you're in there, you're seeing and it's getting desperate, and the fight is getting crazy, and you're like, nah, they gonna do it, and then everybody's getting dusted, and the whole thing, we felt that. And then look, Endgame is amazing, and it's probably number 2 for me if Infinity War is number 1. But I am firmly not in the part of the fan base that got burnt out after that phase. Like, I love the Infinity Saga, and it was dope, and it was a thing, and the way that they set it up, and the way that they phase 1, you get the Avengers, and it ends with an Avengers, and then phase 2, you see Avengers going through turmoil, and another Avengers, and then phase 3, and that's when it gets bigger, and then Thanos comes in, and it's gauntlets, and it's war, and all that shit, and you feel like the Stones were all a part of it, and you feel like everybody was a part of this big universe, and people are like, phase 4 feels disconnected.
That's not how I feel.
That's not how you feel?
Okay, so here's how I can put it in game terms, okay? You know how you have your bar, and you reach all the way up, and maybe it could be a stamina bar, maybe it could be a special bar. Let's say it's a special bar, right? And you go all the way up, and then it's just blazing, and then you just have the special, and you make the special move, and that's what we had at the end there, which is Infinity War and Endgame, and then just the meter has to go back to 0. And I feel like everything that has come out since then has brought me all the way back up, because I can say genuinely, since Spider-Man No Way Home, I've enjoyed everything. The only thing I don't enjoy was, honestly, Secret Invasion. Like, I didn't enjoy it. I'm not going to go back and rewatch it. But all the TV shows, all the movies, I enjoyed them.
What is Secret Invasion? I don't know what that is.
I've enjoyed all of them.
I don't know what that doesn't exist. Yeah, everything's pretty good.
It's been a build-up, and I think Agatha is what really
Agatha's
set me
what brought
over.
you
And
back?
I'm like, I'm excited. I'm so
Agatha
excited.
brought you back. No, I've been enjoying. What I was gonna say is that I've been enjoying Phase 4 for what's different about it. Everyone was treating Phase 4 like it should be like Phase 1. But I feel like, no, what they were doing was they were widening the universe. Like, you created this universe, you showed us this dope, amazing people in this universe, you showed us the universe almost lose itself, and then you showed us them bring it back. And then in Phase 4, you start showing us all the people that live in the universe.
Yeah.
And getting to touch different corners and different pockets and telling different stories from different perspectives and seeing all different flavors of this universe. And for that, it was dope. What I will say is I would have also enjoyed a bit more cross-pollination in whatever way you can do, even if it's small. It doesn't have to be a team-up movie. I feel like the fact that Phase 4 didn't end in an Avengers movie, and the fact that we've been waiting this long for an Avengers movie, is one of those things that's going to make Avengers Doomsday really fucking hit. So I feel like they had to do it different. They had to build it up different. And while everybody's looking at like, well, it should have been a little bit more the same, I think that you're going to appreciate how different it was when that shit hit at the end.
Let's reorient. Zolo's the super nerd. Boots is like the moderate nerd.
Okay, yeah. Why did you get me this water bottle?
You needed a water bottle, and I wanted to get you a cool one that had more of the characters on it. Like Black Panther and Falcon and Vision and Scarlet Witch. The other ones were kind of on their own cup, but I knew that you would appreciate everybody. Oh, for Valentine's Day.
And that's why you got it for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, sorry.
But no, you got it because I like Marvel.
Because you love Marvel
You
and I
got
love
it because
you.
you know I love Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, always been a fan of Marvel, from Spider-Man to Marvel superheroes, video games, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and all of that. And then the MCU happened, and seeing Marvel characters in movies was like, it kind of doesn't get better than this for me. And that's like where I get my Marvel fandom from. My dad really is one of the biggest reasons why I'm into Marvel, just because he was always telling us about the characters. He was always telling us about the stories because he was a huge comic book nerd. And I'm pretty sure at one point in life he had to sell all his comic books to afford to be able to live. Like, that's a story he's told us before about having to sell his comic books. But my dad put me on comics. It's like why I've been like a Marvel fan for a long time. And really the Marvel games from early on, all those different ones that I played kind of got me into Marvel. When did you get into Marvel?
So I was casual-ish with the universe, but as a kid, okay, for me, growing up, my superhero was always Batman.
Right.
So I was a big Batman kid.
I was a big Batman fan too. Yeah.
When Tobey Maguire came out as Spider-Man, that's when I might have watched Spider-Man like cartoons because I knew who Spider-Man was, obviously. Yeah. He's Spider-Man. But the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man got me obsessed with Spider-Man. Like I collected everything Spider-Man I could get my hands on. Blockbuster had the little like antennas of Spider-Man's head, and I carried it with me everywhere. If I was in the car, I would put it on the car, but I would take it off because people stole in my neighborhood, and I loved it. So. Yeah. Like, I was a huge Spider-Man kid. Spider-Man and Batman were my people. And then, like, other superhero stuff would come out. So I essentially watched everything I could. You know, I was that kind of casual. And, like, I probably maybe played a game or two in the arcade because I was always at the arcade. And I played almost all the cabs. So I may have played those games. I knew who Hulk was. I didn't know who Iron Man was until I saw it in theaters. And that was when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So I remember that, and I was like, "Oh, I love this," because my ex was like, we should go see this. Marvel's awesome." And I'm like, "Okay, sure." Looks awesome, so I'll go.
New Marvel.
Yeah. They sold me with the AC/DC because that's the kind of kid I was. I was like, "Sure, I'll go."
And so, did you watch every movie? Because I went to go see every Marvel movie with my family up into Age of Ultron. That was the first one that I saw by myself, and that may be one of those reasons why I have a very special relationship with Age of Ultron. I find it to be extremely, extremely underrated. People hate on it. I don't like anybody who has shit to talk about the Natasha Bruce relationship. I think
everybody's over it.
I think you can I think if you was there,
oh my god,
you could understand why that shit would go down. So all that shit, I understand, but that's my shit. But
I saw pretty much all of them except I didn't see Thor in theaters, but I did watch on Netflix. And then Lexa had me watch Avengers with her, like in my basement. I think I saw pretty much everything else in theaters. Oh, Thor 1 and 2. I think Thor Ragnarok is the first Thor I saw in theaters.
Yeah, but since we've been
I saw all of the other ones literally in theaters.
Since we've been together, you go see every single one in theaters.
Yeah, like I said, even up to that point, I saw Captain America in theaters, all the Captain Americas in theaters, all the Iron Man. I saw Age of Ultron twice in theaters. I went with Jenna the first day. I went with Zach and Mike the next day. Like, I was sober for the first one. I was high for the second one.
But you said that you had experienced a phase of Marvel burnout. And you believe that it looks like in the middle of phase 4. Phase 4 was
Probably.
Black Widow.
But Shang-Chi's my favorite.
Okay. Phase 4 was Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man, No Way Home, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, Thor: Love and Thunder, and then it ended with Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And now it's phase 4. And then there was movies, or there were shows in phase 4 too. Yeah, so you love all those. So were you burnt out? Are you not excited? Or
I just wasn't like, oh, I'm
Are you just
so
not excited right now?
Like, I was just like, oh, okay. And that's why I don't know. Like I said, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I could feel it. I could feel it in my bones.
You could feel the resurgence of Marvel. Why else are we fucking stuck on Marvel Rivals, Boots? Why are we stuck on that game?
Because it's fun to play. Because it's fucking
dope ass game.
And
it's a fun game. And
when you're good at it, but you want to keep playing.
It's Marvel. Why are all of our friends stuck on this game? Why is this one of the few games? Like, how many years have we been gamers? Playing all sorts of different type of games. Niggas be like, I'm playing this, come play with me. And maybe somebody come, maybe this nigga come sometime, maybe that nigga come sometime, and then you do the same thing, and then they do the same thing, and back and forth, and nobody lined up, and then this game came out, and everybody's fucking playing it. Why is everybody playing it?
Because it's free, and it was Overwatch people that you kind of knew.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Not people that you kind of knew.
People.
Okay. No.
Do we not know people that are playing this game and they're like, why you keep calling her Wanda? Who are you talking? What are you talking about? That's what I mean.
They don't know everybody. And yeah, okay, look, so
That's what I'm saying. Everybody wants to play this across the spectrum because of all of those, like, things. It's free. It's a, like, multiplayer that everybody's playing. Like, it's pretty much Overwatch.
It's everyone's playing it for a reason. They're not just playing it because it's free. There's a million free games that come out every single day.
It's a lot of
ain't nobody
reasons.
playing. There's one reason that takes this free game that is of quality.
Marvel, of course.
Just call it what it is. A spade is a spade. People love Marvel. Marvel is the shit. And there is a Marvel resurgence happening right now. And you feel it. That's why we're stuck on Marvel Rivals. That's why everybody's stuck on Marvel Rivals. That's why Captain America was lit.
Captain America was.
And it highly succeeded its budget. Like, people did not think that movie was going to do what it did. And it fucking did.
Cool.
And
I enjoyed it. I was so excited.
Are you
and I'm not normally excited to go see Captain America.
About fucking Thunderbolts? Because that's what I'm saying. So you like, maybe you kind of had a lull in the middle of phase 4.
I would say a lull. But it was like a fog.
But it was phase 5. Phase 5 started with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I personally find that movie to be real dope. Kang was intimidating to me. That he fucked some shit up. Like, I was afraid of him being the big villain. Yeah. And I thought that Ant-Man got out by the skin of his teeth.
So
and also not really. But, you know, the fan base maybe disagrees with me on that one. But then Guardians 3, tears.
Oh, yeah.
Who didn't have tears watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? I find the Marvels to be underrated.
I love the Marvels.
I think a lot of people did too.
I love that movie. We saw it twice.
It didn't do the numbers in the theaters, but what I continue to see is people finding it now on Disney Plus and watching it and being like, why didn't I go see this movie? It's really dope. And I'm like, you should just go see Marvel because it's actually dope. And so after that was what I think legitimately started the Marvel resurgence.
Yeah. That
Deadpool
coupled
and Wolverine.
Yeah, that coupled with how long it took. It was the only movie of that year. It was the only Marvel movie of that year.
It was. And that's the first for a long time.
Yeah.
And it cleared house, and it was also just, man, it was crazy.
It was like, what, May too, right?
No, it was July.
Oh, July.
Seeing Hugh Jackman in the suit. Mm-hmm. In the classic suit with the hood and the white in the eyes. It was everything. With
the bloody, gory
seeing
fights. Yes.
Gambit.
Oh my god.
Seeing actual Gambit.
Gambit was in that movie, and guess what he's now in?
He's fucking jealous.
Bro.
Look, y'all. I was working from home, but I had the Marvel live stream up. So I'm watching, I'm hearing the chair thing. I'm watching the chair thing. If you didn't watch the goddamn cast reveal, Marvel was goofy and just decided, okay, we're going to stream for 4 hours, and every 20 minutes we're going to show you the next cast member by moving the camera over to their chair. And as you're sitting there, before the camera goes to their chair, it's mostly like just some atmospheric noise, some really dark, droning atmospheric noise is what's playing. And it's kind of makes you a little anxious, like some Doom type, Doomsday. And then somebody's theme would start playing. And then it would show you who they were. And oftentimes when the theme played, you didn't know who was going to be. With like the X-Men theme played, I'm like, I know it's going to be Xavier. And then some different theme played, I'm like, who's this? And it was Magneto. But the one that got me was when Deadpool's fucking theme started playing. I thought the chair was going to say Ryan Reynolds. And it said, Channing motherfucking Tatum. So we're going to get Gambit back. But that's when the resurgence started. Now Marvel Rivals. And that game has got everybody captured. And then Captain America, seeing Black Captain America, fucking crazy. Seeing Harrison Ford as the Red Hulk, fucking crazy. I fuck with the Falcon too. They incorporated the island from the Eternals, and we got Animanium, and shit was going crazy. So we're back. We are more excited about the last movie in Phase 5, the Thunderbolts, or the start of Phase 6 with Fantastic Four, the first steps?
I'm gonna have to say, like, that was gonna be too hard for me because I'm so excited for both. But Fantastic Four has to win only because The villain is the one I've been waiting for my entire existence. My favorite villain, Galactus.
Galactus is your favorite villain?
Yes! That's so terrifying. Somebody that can eat planets.
And you have megalophobia.
I do!
So you hate seeing...
I hate big things.
When we drive by motherfucking windmills...
Don't talk to me.
She be going crazy.
I hate windmills. They're
crazy.
so big. They don't need to be that big. I don't like it.
So why is Galactus your favorite?
Because it's terrifying.
So were you going crazy when we played
Yes!
Lego Marvel and we
Yes!
were fighting Galactus?
Don't you remember? I was
that
sitting
game
there
was
just
so-
nerding out. I'm like, this is awesome. This
was-
is so cool.
Why was the Lego Marvel game that dope?
Oh my god, and we haven't finished the second
It didn't
one.
have no
we need
reason
to do that.
to be that dope.
Oh,
Boots.
it's so
What is
good.
what is your motherfucking alarm, Boots?
Oh my god, my alarm is this text tone I've had for years.
That I made
And
for
it's-
you.
And it's Hulk Smash Puny Ticket Man.
From the Lego Marvel game.
Oh my god.
From the fucking Lego Marvel
Can't say
game.
it scares them. I'm like, that's Hulk. Chill out. You play the Lego games, and then we start talking about the Lego games. But yeah,
No.
those games are so good for no reason.
Boots loves Marvel more than she gives credit for. I think Boots is a secret Marvel lover.
No, I love Marvel. Before we started dating, I was saying I was a casual
How
Marvel
you got
fan.
on your wash shirt and you didn't have me wear the Ant-Man one? You're not supposed to wear that shirt without me wearing the
That's
Ant-Man
wild.
one. That's
That's
crazy.
wild. That's
You
wild.
got on a Marvel shirt and I don't. Boots
That's
loves Marvel.
crazy.
Boots loves Marvel.
I do love Marvel. Marvel's wonderful. I like heroes. I still love Batman, guys.
I'm
I
excited
still love Batman.
for the DCU.
Yes. Robert Pattinson as the Batman. Right
The Batman
now?
was dope.
Oh my god,
The Batman was
that's-
dope, but
Oh,
no, I'm
beautiful.
excited for the DCU.
Me
I'm
too.
excited for James Gunn. I'm excited for him to put together something for DC that is worthy of the moniker and that can really compete with the audience's love for Marvel, because DC is dope, and I've always been more of a Marvel fan than a DC fan. But I want to see DC reach its full potential on the big screen.
I really do too.
I grew up with DC television show. DC be whooping ass animation.
Yeah.
DC animation
DC's
is
animation
kicking
is
ass.
unparalleled.
It's unparalleled. So I want to see it do that on the big screen. But isn't it peculiar that on the year that DC is putting out their Superman movie, that a few months before it, Marvel is putting out a movie with their Superman?
Yep.
The century is about to be real. I am not a Marvel ass person, but go see Thunderbolts because you about to want to see the century.
Yeah.
And I want them to put
wild.
the century in Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
I'm going to be honest. I'm excited for Superman. And I don't like Superman like that. I actually thought he was super boring. There's only one Superman movie I like, and that's, I think, Superman Returns.
You know, this is going to be funny, but I think Man of Steel really got me
Really?
into Superman. I always found Superman to be kind of corny,
Yeah.
too Boy Scout.
Yeah, it was boring.
It was boring. It was too
It's like,
Boy
oh,
Scout.
you have your secret, the thing that can, like, your kryptonite is not something that's even on the place you're at. You're just like, yeah, he's boring.
I kind of found him overpowered. You know, but I don't know. Something about seeing Man of Steel and seeing him be, I guess he was more vulnerable.
Yeah.
I guess I saw Superman as vulnerable, and I never had seen him like that. Like when you see him in like Justice League and stuff, like he's there and he's cool and he's doing his thing. But you're there to watch, or I'm there to watch Batman, and I'm there to watch Wonder Woman, and I'm there to see the Flash. But I don't know, something about that Superman trailer and this Superman movie, I think it's gonna really draw me into the classic version of Superman.
I think the biggest thing for me is, like, the visuals are what really are drawing me. I think it's going to be very classic. It has that classic feeling to it.
Yeah.
And have that vulnerability as well. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. And I think a big thing that's driving me is that I know that the person behind it is giving it the TLC it definitely needs.
Because
like, I trust this creator.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Tears.
So, which one are you excited for? You asked me. What's yours?
Oh, because, like, you're not wrong. Seeing Galactus is going to be absolutely fucking ridiculous. But I feel like this Thunderbolts movie, at least after that last trailer, and especially with the idea of Sentry, and the fact that, like, it's like a couple weeks away at this point. Like, it's almost April. We're going to be seeing Thunderbolts in a couple weeks. We're going to be talking to y'all about this new Marvel movie on this podcast. God. In, like, bro, it's here. It's about to be here.
Awesome.
It's about to be here. So, yeah, I think my bias is always for what's next. And I think at this point, Thunderbolts is too close. I'm more excited about seeing that.
I think I'm more excited for, like, because if I'm being honest, I don't think I care that much about the Fantastic Four themselves.
I think this movie is going to make you
want to. Exactly. I think the people that are playing them, like, the way it looks, like something like I've never been at, like, to me in the past, I've seen the Fantastic Four movies in theaters, actually, but, like, they were just kind of boring to me, and I'm like, they're not the ones I would think about. Like, oh, I definitely want, to read a Fantastic Four comic. But then I saw this trailer, and I think it's the same thing I felt for Superman, where it was like, I just felt that classic connection to it.
I think everything you just said is blasphemy as a Sue man. I think everything you said
I think
is
that's the
blasphemy.
other thing. Do you notice I never have her in her Fantastic Four? She's always in Malice.
Man, you got IP make you bring her out to be,
or
me.
Vampire Hunter.
No, I watched the Fantastic Four movies recently, both of them, like a couple months ago, and when I was watching them, you're like, those are better than I remembered.
That's also true. Yeah.
So I think that again, Boots is a secret Fantastic Four fan. You're a suit man. I think Vanessa Kirby's about to make you be like, I love that.
I think Pedro Pascal. He's going to get me into Reed, because Reed is the one I don't care about.
That's going to be an interesting choice as Reed Richards. That one's going to be different.
Reed has always been boring to me. Everybody else was cool, but Reed was like, okay, just stretchy. Like,
no, I think everything after. If you want to say that the Infinity Saga is better, I think you can only say that because you're not at the end. I don't think in Phase 2 of the MCU that anybody knew the impact that they would feel when they walked into that theater and watched Avengers Infinity War. I don't think you knew that impact. And I think that if you feel like you could know that impact right now at this point because it's not what you thought it was going to be, I think you're going to feel differently at the end. I think when you see the whole story play out, you'll understand the vision. I also personally think that Phase 4 was, and most of what the Multiverse Saga has been in widening the universe, has been to make it more like the actual experience of the comic books. So the idea of feeling like it's bloated or feeling like you don't know what the story that you're supposed to be following is of this phase of it, I think that's missing the point. Because I think the point is that they want you to just be interested in a character. And you can go watch this character show, and you don't have to watch that character show. And I think it'll all still be fine. I think the whole point is that you're supposed to just go to the things that you want to go to, and that you don't have to feel like there's all this homework that you have to do. But in somebody like me, who has loved Marvel for his entire life, I get to look at every single pocket of this universe and be like, yo, I get to see this here now like this. And that's awesome. So I feel like if you're burnt out of Marvel, just stop watching stuff. Mm-hmm. Just watch the things that make you excited. Just watch the things that you are drawn to. And the culmination films at the end are going to draw you. And when you watch them, if there's any movie or show that you skip, I don't think you'll be missing out on a key plot detail. I don't think you're going to be lost when you're watching Avengers Doomsday. I don't think you're going to be lost when you're watching Avengers Secret War. I think you can watch half of Phase 4 and none of Phase 5 if you wanted to. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't do that. There's some good shit in there.
I think it's just like kind of like how comics work too.
Yeah, like, that's
not
the point.
Everybody
you don't have
reads
to read
all
every
the comic book line. Yeah.
But you could go to the store and pick up that Infinity War comic book and read that self-contained story. And the idea is you'd be excited. It would be a cool story. And if there was somebody in there that you're like, yo, I don't even know who this character is. What has this character been up to?
Yeah.
I'm going to go back and watch it. And then you'll get some more context about them. You can experience the story that way. You don't have to experience it in a linear fashion. And I don't think Phase 4 has been linear.
Yeah, and that's not how I experienced comics either. I didn't start at the very first comic whenever I picked up, like, my first Witchblade. No, it was like comic 20.
You go to the comic book store and you pick up a book. Yeah. You know, one of those things that we used to do is go to free comic book day every single year. Was it just that one comic book shop that closed that was doing it? No, so yeah, it's a national thing.
Yeah, May 3rd.
Free comic book day is always the first Saturday in May. No wonder I fucking love comic books so much. I was born right around free comic book day. It's fucking crazy. So yeah, no, every single year we used to go to free comic book day. And I think this year we gotta go to free comic book day.
Absolutely.
We gotta get back out there. We gotta touch some comics. We gotta pick up some issues. You gotta read some shit.
We could also go to the library.
Yeah, you read Moon Knight at the library last time. That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of comics to pretty much read.
Absolutely. I know what's up.
I say it's pretty cosmic.
Been to the moon and back, ladies and gentlemen.